Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the One Mix Yoga from a company called One Netbook, which is a subsidiary of Chinese manufacturer Voyo. And it's a tiny laptop that you can also use as a tablet thanks to this 360-degree hinge. And it's going to ship with Windows 10 software, but it's capable of running other operating systems. So this is a prototype that was sent to me by the folks at geekbuying.com to test out. It is a prototype, and you can find another video where I take a look at some of the things that aren't working properly that I hope are resolved by the final design that ships to customers, as well as another video that I have doing an unboxing, and I'll have some more videos taking a look at Windows performance. But right now I want to take a look at Ubuntu 18.04, which is what's installed on this USB flash drive. So let's go ahead and hit the power button, and I'll show you how you boot from the flash drive, which is during the splash screen, just sort of hit the function and F7 buttons at the same time. You'll see this little screen here, and you scroll down until you find one that says UEFI USB Disk 2.0, or whatever your flash drive is called, and let's choose to boot from that. You can also, from this window, go to the setup, which is your UEFI or BIOS settings, but in this case, we're going to boot from the flash drive. And from here, we're going to choose Run Ubuntu without installing. Now you might have noticed that the screen was sort of sideways. That is a problem that I've also experienced in some other devices like this that have 7-inch or smaller screens. When I reviewed the GPD Win 2, for instance, everything was in portrait mode, even though this is a landscape device. Now this is a device that you can use in portrait mode because it is a convertible tablet, so you can sort of flip it around and everything would look fine. But right now everything is coming down as if it were portrait, and that can be a little bit of a problem. But I'll show you there's a pretty simple solution to that in Ubuntu right out of the box. This device has an Intel Atom X5 8350 Cherry Trail processor. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, comes with a pressure-sensitive pen. There is no webcam. And here's our sideways screen. While I was doing specs though, let's just take another look. All the ports are on this side. So we've got micro USB for charging, USB Type A, USB Type C, a little HDMI adapter, I think that's micro, could be mini, I think it's micro, micro SD, and a headset jack. Anyway, so here we are. Everything's kind of awkward because if I move left or right on the touch sensor or on the optical touchpad, it moves up and down. So here's what we're going to do to fix that. We're going to open the terminal. Now there's probably a couple of different ways to do this, but this is one of the easiest. I'm going to type xrandr space -0 space right. This time I'm going to type it correctly. Yeah, xrandr, not xandr. And you can see what I typed right here. It says xrandr -0 right. You could also rotate the screen left or invert the screen using this. So xrandr -0 left will flip everything over. So what we want is and everything looks the way it should. Now you might have noticed touchpad works just fine. It's sort of a tricky thing to get used to because it's basically a little optical touch sensor here. So you can also reach up and touch the screen, but everything looks a little bit on the small side. So we can bring up our little on-screen keyboard. Keys are pretty small. We can touch over there, but it's easy to miss. So it's also good to know that the pen is supported. It's a little finicky, but it does work sometimes. Anyways, let's check and see if we can get online. It detects our Wi-Fi network, so that's a good sign. we're connected. So let's go ahead and open up a web browser. So you can see it's not the fastest computer in terms of loading applications, but it does work. That's not what I wanted to do. And while we're here, we can take a look at whether keyboard shortcuts work. Nope. Volume and brightness keys are not supported out of the box. Or actually, you know what? Are they? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so video's playing. I do not hear any sound. Try and turn up the volume here. Still not hearing any sound. Okay, well you can see that we've got settings applications working, displays detected, touchscreens detected, video seems to play. What is not working at the moment appears to be audio, and I suspect there's probably some sort of driver that we can use that would fix that. But out of the box, that's interesting. So while we saw sort of an option up here, a slider, when I actually come and take a look, there don't seem to be any options. So it looks like the audio output is just not supported, or it doesn't detect an audio device. So that's interesting. That seems to be sort of the one thing that I can detect right now that's not working properly. So clearly that's going to be a problem for some people, but you know, there might be solutions for that. For example, I suspect, if I can find it, okay, I don't see it right now, but I got a USB audio device that you could probably plug into the port on the side of the computer in order to recognize audio. Now, if you're using that USB port for this, then you might need an adapter to plug it into the Type-C port, but you might be able to use a USB audio dongle as sort of a temporary solution, and if that doesn't work, then you could probably start digging into drivers and figure out what this has. But the out-of-the-box experience with Ubuntu 18.04 is that Wi-Fi works, touchscreen works, screen rotation works, automatic screen rotation isn't set up out of the box, and I seem to have made the screen go blank by converting there. So yeah, again, automatic screen rotation isn't happening, but it does work as a touchscreen device. Oh wait, no, it does seem to have actually switched, so we're in portrait mode now. So there does seem to be some sort of automatic screen detection. It's not quite as seamless as might be nice, but Oh, the fan has turned off, so I think the computer has turned off. If you've seen my other videos, this is something that does seem to happen from time to time. The screen, yeah, the power button is turned off, the fan has turned off, so I think the computer is done. So again, keep in mind, this is a prototype device. It is a full-fledged computer in a very tiny package. It does have multiple usage modes. You can use it as a Linux device, as a Windows device, as a tablet, as a notebook, as a touchscreen, or as a pen input device, and you can use third-party accessories or external accessories, USB flash drives, mouse, keyboard, etc. It's a little finicky, and it's a little hard for me to know for certain which of these finicky aspects are due to the fact that this is a prototype and which have longer lasting impacts. But it should begin shipping soon from companies that are selling it, including Geek Buying and GearBest, in a couple of weeks, or within a few weeks. And this video is being recorded on May 28th of 2018. So you can check out liliputing.com for more details about the One Mix Yoga. You can find more details and more videos taking a look at some other things at the YouTube channel for Liliputing. And this is just a quick look at the out-of-the-box experience with Ubuntu 18.04. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing.